Episode 343, OpenClaw, the next ChatGPT.
The primitive forms of artificial intelligence we already have proved very useful.
AI is a golden opportunity.
How do we ensure that this technology is regulated?
The long arc of technological history is now in an extraordinary new phase.
The AI6 podcast with Joanne Sweeney.
Nvidia CEO Jensen Huang just called an open source project that you may have heard of if you're a regular listener to this podcast as definitely the next ChatGPT. And he was referring to OpenClaw. As you might know, it launched as a weekend side project in November 2025, but by this month, it has become the fastest growing open source project in GitHub history with more than 250,000 stars. Hello and welcome back to AI6. I'm Joanne Sweeney on a mission to upskill 500,000 of you in AI in just 6 minutes a day. So Huang was speaking during a Mad Monday interview with Jim Cramer at Nvidia's annual GTC conference in California. Let's hear from him.
In one line of code, you could create for yourself your own agent. And you could then, after that, just ask the agent to do whatever you want it to do.
So for context, OpenClaw is a free open source AI agent created by Austrian developer Peter Steinberger. He built the first version as a weekend project and open sourced it, as I said, in November. So how is it different to the regular large language models that we're familiar with, like ChatGPT, Claude, and Gemini? Well, they're chatbots. You ask them a question, they give you an answer. OpenClaw is an agent. You give it a task, and it does the work. It can read your files, send emails, browse the web, run code, manage your calendar, and complete multi-step workflows, all from a single instruction. Huang put it simply in the interview, instead of asking what, how, or where, which is what chatbots answer, you ask it to build, create, help, organize, solve. That's the shift from AI that talks to AI that acts. And of course, that growth is extraordinary. Huang compared its significance to Linux, Kubernetes, and HTML, saying Mac and Windows are the operating systems for the personal computer. OpenClaw is the operating system for personal AI. And Nvidia is not just cheerleading from the sidelines. At GTC on Monday, Huang announced NemoClaw, an enterprise-grade stack built on top of OpenClaw. It installs in a single command and adds the security, privacy controls, and policy-based guardrails organizations need before they can trust an autonomous agent with production data. The core of NemoClaw is something called OpenShell, a runtime that sandboxes agents, enforces data handling policies, and keeps everything within defined boundaries. It can run on Nvidia software, but it is hardware agnostic, so it works on other systems too. Nvidia worked directly with Steinberger to build it. Huang told GTC audiences that every company now needs an OpenClaw strategy. His exact words: we all have a Linux strategy, we all needed to have a HTTP, HTML strategy, which started the internet. Every single company in the world today has to have an OpenClaw strategy. For now, NemoClaw is early stage alpha. Nvidia itself warns developers to expect rough edges, but the direction is clear. Nvidia is now positioning itself not just as the company that sells the compute power, the GPUs, but as a company that provides infrastructure for the entire agent economy. My goodness me, the pace of AI evolution is quite remarkable, and we can see that one person's weekend experimentation redirects the entire AI economy and capability, you could say. CrowdStrike, meanwhile, has published guidance on detecting and securing OpenClaw deployments in enterprise environments because we know that there are huge risks with agents. Security researchers disclosed a zero-click exploit in early March that could hijack an instance through a single web page visit. And in one widely reported case, a computer science student discovered his OpenClaw agent had created a dating profile on his behalf and was screening potential matches without ever being asked. So we know that when it comes to deploying agentic AI, security has to be absolutely bulletproof, because these agents working alone autonomously that are goal-driven can make some damage as much good as they can do. So another big AI story to watch. That's it for today's show. If you're ready to turn these insights into skills, here's how I can help. Get your copy of my book, AI Playbook, on Amazon. It's the perfect companion to the show. For weekly AI strategies, subscribe to my newsletter, Human in the Loop, on LinkedIn. Or if you want to take the next big step, you can take our CPD accredited professional diploma in AI. Maybe you need something more tailored for your organization. You can book a call in my calendar at digitaltraining.ie. Or if you work in government or public sector, go over to publicsectormarketingpros.com. If you found this episode useful, please share it with a pro that you know. And I'd love to read your comments on Spotify. And if you can, take a second to like, rate, or subscribe wherever you listen. It really helps the show. This is AI6. I'll talk to you on the next episode.